Hey guys, thank you very much for joining me for this October haul. October is gonna be a good month. I'm excited for it. I got my horror shirt on. I'm watching lots of scary movies. I'm going to haunted houses. I'm reading scary books. You gotta take pleasure in the little things. So this is a good month. I've got a good haul. Let's go through it. Let's just randomly start. Typically I try to kind of categorize them a little bit. I've got too many books that I need to do more hauls of, and they're all just kind of piled together, but I know I can't fit them in one, so I'm trying to section them off and get them on the shelves little by little. So these are like the 30 books that I've randomly selected. First, we have this. What's it called again? Deadly Class. I like the cover. I know I have to say it at least once. This is a comic book, and it's about all these crime families that send the next generations of assassins to be trained at this school. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I like it. I've been luckily finding quite a few comics at like thrift stores and stuff, but I haven't been, it's very satisfying to find them and like see them on the shelves, but I haven't been reading them all that much. So I really need to change that and actually like work through some of these. Okay, let's move on. I did find a few Colleen Hoover books. Colleen Hoover. I said that right, didn't I? Regretting You, Layla, and November 9. I did not realize she had written so many books. I've still only read the one, It Ends With Us. Unfortunately, I haven't found the sequel to that one, but hopefully someday I shall before I forget everything that happened. I also found How to Pronounce Knife. This is kind of funny because I was just scrolling through some Goodreads lists and I added this to my TBR, and then a few days later I randomly saw it on a shelf. Don't know why I added it to my TBR, don't know what it's about, but I picked it up. So there it is. The Wicked Girls. Anything that has any type of like carnival, circus, roller coaster thing on the front, I'm going to check and see what it's about. And this one is about two 11-year-old girls who meet, and it says by the end of the day they will both be charged with murder. Next we have a book by Lemony Snicket, and it's called Horseradish. I bought it purely because I'm obsessed with a series of unfortunate events. I really like his writing. It says, life is a turbulent journey fraught with confusion, heartbreak, and inconvenience. This book will not help. And from what I can tell, it's just kind of like, you know, those one-line quips that he adds to the beginning of his books, like where he was sending them all to Beatrice, like Dearest Darling Dead. It sounds like it's just stuff like that, which I absolutely love. So maybe I'll work through this and read like one a day. I love Lemony Snicket. I'm hoping, I did not steal this from the library. I did buy this from a thrift store, but I'm hoping this isn't one of those covers where, you know, sometimes the library will actually cut out part of the cover to make sure you don't steal it. So I'm hoping once I take that off, it won't be missing, but we'll see. Next we have The Secret Service of Tea and Treason. This sounds, I know every book kind of set in this era reminds you of, what's that TV show? It was on, I think, Netflix or Hulu. It was based on the book. What was it called? I can't remember, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Two rival spies must brave pirates, witches, and fake matrimony to save the queen. It just sounds like a good time, so I'm there for that. I did find just random fantasy books I've never heard of before that I'm really excited about that just seem different. This is The Outsorcerer's Apprentice. I've read what it's about, and I still don't quite know what it's about. A happy workforce, it is said, is a productive workforce. Try telling that to an army of belligerent goblins, or the big bad wolf, or a professional dragon slayer. So I think this maybe is based on a character they call the wizard, who like looks after all of them. I don't know, but there's like unicorns in it and dragons, and I'm excited to find out. So I've never heard of this before, but a novel of overlords, underlings, and inhuman resources. I don't know. Another one that never heard of. Ex-Heroes. The Avengers meets The Walking Dead. It looks like a comic book. It's not. It is a book. Again, it's not very long, so I think it'll just be one of those like short, enjoyable books. I don't think it's the first in a trilogy. I think it's a standalone. It says you're in for a treat. I hope so. Myra Grant. Zombies. Superheroes. Cool. I also found 2 books by Chuck, this guy. I still don't know how to say his last name. Palahniuk. That's got to be wrong. Palahniuk. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. Survivor, and then Pygmy. Oop. I read, what was it? Fight Club. And I had some emotions about that book. Mostly positive, but I was kind of confused some of the times how I felt about it. And I have a feeling some of his other books, they just all sound really weird, which is awesome. This one says it has millennial angst. I don't want that. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm not gonna judge it before I read it. The Island of Sea Women. This is set in Jeju, South Korea, and it's based on these diving women that have worked there since like the 1930s, I think, maybe earlier. And I actually watched a documentary about them. It's really fascinating. They still exist. I'm talking about them like they're some mythological creatures. The group of women, their jobs still exist today, where they go out diving in the area and they gather all the seafood. It sounds like a pretty tough life, but yeah, the women are just incredible. I did read a few of Lisa C's books and I have enjoyed them so far, so hopefully this will not prove to be an exception. It's really pretty. I just noticed that it does that. Girl in Snow. I bought this because of the author Danya Kukovka, maybe. She wrote one of my favorite books that I've read this year, which is Notes on an Execution. This is one of her earlier works, Girl in Snow. Did not read what it's about. I don't need to. I liked her writing so much that I just grabbed it. This next big old book, The Abominable. This is by Dan Simmons. He's written a few other books, big old books like this, probably most well known for The Tear, that I think they made into a TV show. But this is about a group of people who are attempting to scale Mount Everest, and they find out that something is after them, chasing them up in the snow. I don't know if it's supernatural. The Terror, was that supernatural? I never watched the show, and I still haven't read that book. I kind of hope it is. We'll see. It is like it's a thick book. How many pages do you have? Like 600 and some. Oy. It's okay. Some books, if they're really good, they go fast. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Why not? Unfortunately, this one does have a little bit of writing in there, but that's okay. I don't think I have. I know I've read this. I don't know if I actually have a copy of it though, so now I do. Oh, this one. Cloud Atlas. I was very happy to find this. I did recently read Cloud Atlas. Yes, I do have a copy, but it is the movie cover version. We've discussed before how I much prefer original actual book copies, so I can get rid of that one and put this one on. It's so pretty. Such a good book. And because I liked his writing so much, now I'm just picking up whatever books of his I see. This is Black Swan Green. What's it about? Who knows? It's about a 13-year-old Jason Taylor. Other than that, we'll find out. Next, A Primate's Memoir. This is about a scientist, I believe, who spent like 20 years in Africa studying a group of baboons. What's a group of baboons called? Troop. A troop of baboons. That sounds interesting. I've got to be honest, monkeys of all kinds are not my favorite creatures. I tend to find them slightly creepy. I think they're a bit too human-like for me. All other animals I love, but monkeys I'm just like, you can stay over there. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's a lot about his time, maybe the culture shock initially of living in Africa, what he's come to appreciate about it, hopefully. I don't know, there's some sort of tragedy, it said, so we'll see what the tragedy is. Ooh, this one. I keep saying ooh, this one, but I'm actually really excited about a lot of the books in this haul. This is Security. From what I've read so far, it seems to be about a kind of a ritzy hotel that's opening in California. I believe they're about to do, like, the employees are doing some sort of soft opening, and then I'm guessing the doors lock and everything gets shut down, and then all the employees start dying one by one. And I think this is the author's first novel, so it seems to have gotten quite a bit of praise, which a lot of times that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that sounds really cool to me. Next we have The Hummingbird, which is a very bright, eye-catching cover. I haven't spoken about this yet, but one of my goals for next year, my reading goals, is to focus on books that either have won prizes like the Pulitzer, the Booker, what's the other one? Pulitzer, Booker. There's another one that I typically have good luck with reading those books and enjoying them or getting something out of them. I want to focus on that, and then also reading books from other countries. And this was translated, I think, from Italy. That's why I bought this. I just want to kind of broaden my horizons and read more foreign authors. As well as this one, The Hangman's Daughter. This was written from a man who's in Bavaria. So it's about a hangman and obviously his daughter who live in this village in Bavaria in 1659, and they seem to go through this like witch hysteria. So I guess similar to like the Salem witch trials. I don't know if the daughter is accused of being a witch. We'll see though. It's by Oliver I'm not going to try it. I need to look up how to say his name before I butcher it. Next, we have Tides of War. This is about the Peloponnesian War. You guys know I've mentioned it a million times before. I'm going to mention it a million times more. Anything to do with Troy or Achilles, Sparta, anything like that, I'm down for. So, yay. I think this is the first book in a trilogy. It doesn't say, but that's okay. The Disasters. This is another comic book. I think I own the book by these authors. So I guess it's a book and a comic book. This next one needs no explanation. This is Alice in Wonderland. Another copy that I don't have. I collect the copies, yada yada. I was flicking through it and I want to show you guys. I found a really creepy picture. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's like something that chases you in a dark forest at night. So creepy. Yeah. This next one I was also excited for. This is The Willows in Winter. I had no idea The Wind in the Willows had a sequel. I don't think that it's by the same author. I'm guessing this was approved by his estate, but it's got Toad on the back. Look at Toad. This is just such a cozy book that you read when it's snowing out or something with a, cup of coffee. Love it. H is for Hawk. I've read some good things about this book. Kind of funny. I thought this was a murder mystery purely because what's the author that does like the A is for, like M is for murder? I thought it was one of I thought it was something like that. It's not. It has nothing to do with murder mystery. I think it's more of a memoir that actually does have to do with hawks. So that was just me being an idiot. Yeah, because I was like, why is the H getting so much more attention than the other letters? Oh my gosh. Sometimes I'm an idiot. I also found a few Jack Kerouac books. We've got Desolation Angels as well as, and the hippos were boiled in their tanks, which is quite a title. This is one of those books where I kind of have a feeling I might not enjoy it, but the only way to find out is to give it a shot, so I shall do that. Before I was talking about trying to read specific books that had won certain prizes. These I bought because of that. This is the Book of Form and Emptiness, which won the Woman's Prize for Fiction. This won the Pulitzer, and that's The Known World. Man Booker Prize winner, and that is The Inheritance of Loss. Hannibal. I did get rid of Hannibal on my last unhaul because it was one that did not have the cover, and I just wanted one with the cover, and looky here, I found one. So I can finally start this series. Is this the first in the series? Because I have been wanting to get into this. Black Sunday, Red Dragon, and then The Silence of the Lamb. Why was I waiting on this then? Oh well. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then these are the last 3 books. It is a trilogy, and that is the All Souls trilogy. I found all 3 of them, and that is A Discovery of Witches, Shadow of Night, and the Book of Life, which loves to catch on that light. One of my friends really likes this series, and we tend to have similar tastes, so I'm hoping to get into this one soon. Nice. That's it, guys. Those are all the books I bought in October. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you guys have a great October, great Halloween, going to those scary places, reading these scary books. And if you don't like scary stuff, I guess you're just out of luck. Sorry. Bye, guys.